666.
Big thing this week, Richard, drones. If you remember, we were one of the first to be able to fly a drone in Saudi Arabia back in 2015 before they were really everywhere.
And we can talk about it now.
Well, we didn't crash the drone, which is like the biggest, most important thing that we did. But now they're really everywhere, and Saudi Arabia is seeking to ramp up its investing in manufacturing and exporting drones from the kingdom. This is according to Saudi Arabia's INTRA Defense Technology CEO Abdulsalam Ghamdi in an interview with Asharq Alawsat. In that interview, Ghamdi revealed details of the Samoom medium-altitude long-endurance UAV. INTRA Defense Technologies introduced the drone at the inaugural World Defense Show in Riyadh last month. It is the first strategic unmanned aircraft that is being designed and developed and will be manufactured in Saudi Arabia. Quote, Samoom's operational endurance allows it to conduct up to 50-hour reconnaissance missions with the UAV flying at up to 45,000 feet. Ghamdi revealed, adding it could be ready to serve the Saudi armed forces by 2024. I chose this story as my one big thing this week, Richard, in part because it was such a cool rabbit hole to go down into. Like, first of all, this is not the first drone that has been produced in Saudi Arabia. Its other UAV, INTRA's other UAV, the Haboob, is a license-built version of the Turkish Karayel SU, a type that has already seen action over Yemen with Saudi forces. The Haboob has flown more than 23,000 operational hours. Ghamdi noted that Saudi Arabia is, quote, at an important stage in the process of digital transformation across various fields, and this provides the infrastructure needed for making great strides in the field of UAV production. Of course, this is all in line with the kingdom's stated goal of localizing 50% of government military spending as part of its wider Vision 2030. And I think when that figure was announced, it seemed a little far-fetched given how much defense and security-related hardware and technologies that Saudi Arabia already imports. What I think is interesting in this story, it's almost buried, is an updated figure on that progress. According to Ghamdi, who was appointed as CEO of the company just a few weeks ago, I should say elevated to the position of CEO, he said that during the past 4 years, the localization rate grew from 2% in 2016 to 12% by the end of 2021. So there is some progress here.
Real progress.
I guess I could wrap this story up with that. I mean, just thinking about Saudi Arabia as a commercial drone producer just a few years ago, I mean, seemed kind of crazy, and it looks like they're on track here. And I couldn't get to the bottom of whether or not INTRA is owned by the PIF or if it's owned by Ghamdi. Not a lot of clarity there, but their presence at the World Defense Show in Saudi Arabia was impressive, like quite impressive. Had the full drone in there inside the purpose-built space. And for YouTube video viewers will see some of the B-roll here of the drone. Really cool stuff.
I think it adds to this. Is a fascinating story, Lucien, and drones are like the gateway weapon of in defense industries. You can build that drone, but also it's been interesting in the private sector. Drones. There's a number of companies in Saudi that have started a drone business because it's a great way to monitor, for example, large-scale petrochemical plants or refineries or agricultural things. You can, instead of sending a man out to check on something at on a storage storage tank, you can send a drone out and take a look at it. So I mean, it's a growing business. INTRA is a really good story because, to your point, it is a homegrown company. It's a private homegrown company. It's not PIF oriented. It's a Saudi company, and it's headquartered in Riyadh. Has 110 employees operating from 2 bases, one in the south and one in the east. They hope to get to 500 employees by 2024. This is exactly what you want to see if you're Saudi in terms of diversifying the economy and building this sector. I guess they got a license from Ghamdi to manufacture in Saudi in 2019, and they've been bumping along. They did. Their initial plan was to do about 20 aircraft a year, but the demand blew up, and they're now aiming for 50. And according to the CEO, by the end of next year, they'll be looking at 70. So it's a great story, and it's pretty cool that they've upscaled, as you say, to the Samoom, and are looking to expand on the defense industry side.
We'll have to get Mr. Ghamdi on the program here at some point. You're right, a homegrown private company success story in the defense space, growing steadily, just really cool.